All right, all right, all right. Do a quick check. If you guys can hear me clearly or not, let me know. Let me know. All right. This is a very, very special day for me. And not because it's my birthday. You know, my birthday, that's a special day to my family, my mom. I am grateful and thankful that I am alive for another trip around the sun. Made it to 46 years old. I am much appreciative of that. But why this day is even more significant to me because this is my freedom day. You see, 10 years ago, on July 13th, it was a Friday, I emancipated myself. And when I say emancipated, that means that I was able to buy my own freedom. I was working a 9-to-5 job just 2 blocks down the street. And the job that I had was what we call an emergency job because in 2009, I was with another company that I was there for, I think, 7 or 8 years. And I was laid off from that job because of the 2008 financial crisis. So I went a year and a half unemployed, maybe a year. And finally, I was able to finally get something in 2010. I think is when I got that job. And then I was there for 2 years. And every day for lunch, I would put on my headphones and I would walk right down the street, right down there, and come to this park. And if I turn it around, you can see how big this park actually is. It's got benches right here, basketball court behind me. And I would come to this park. How best can you see me? It's like a shadow, right? So I would come to this park and have my lunch. And I would be listening, and people would think that I was listening to music. In actuality, I was listening to personal development, self-improvement, and plotting my escape, plotting my escape from the plantation. And I promised myself, I said, you know, one day I'll be able to come to this park whenever I feel like it, not just on my lunch break. One day. So I knew, how much money do I need to be making in my own home-based business to be able to quit my job? And I did all the numbers, and I said, how much do I need to have saved? Because just because you're making money, you start making money, you don't want to walk off your job immediately. You know, I was always taught, have 6 months to a year's worth of money saved aside, just in case anything happens to your business. You can still pay your bills for 6 months or a year and figure out what your next move is. So I did that. I had at least, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't have 6 months at the time. I had about 4 months, 4 months worth of cash saved up, that if I were to walk off my job and not make a dime, I could still pay my bills for at least the next 4 months. But I had rapidly risen through the ranks of the company that I was with. I hit regional vice president in a record time. I was making more than $10,000 a month. I think at that time I was up to $15,000 a month. And on my job, what was I pulling? Maybe I think 4,000 a month. And I was working with, I remember my boss barely had a high school degree. And I'm sitting here with a college degree from Morehouse College, and at the time the job market wasn't very good. Remember, this is after the 2008 financial collapse. So I had to do what I had to do to pay my bills. I had a brand new newborn son. My youngest son is 14. So at the time I walked off my job, he was 4. Yeah, he was 4 going on 5, but he was 2 when I got that job. He was 1 when I was laid off. So think about that. I was laid off. I had a 9-year-old son and a 1-year-old son and a wife and no job and broke. That was 2009. So anyways, on the job, I was planning my escape. And once I was ready, I said, all right, July 13th, that's the day. I circled that on my calendar. That's the day of my birthday. I turned 36 years old 10 years ago. And I walked into my office on a Friday. And normally it's that job, it's business casual. Fridays always real casual, but not as casual as I was. I went in there with a t-shirt, shorts, and flip-flops. And they looked at me like I was crazy. But that was my last day on my job, and it was freedom. And I can't tell you the sensation of that following Monday, waking up, because your body wakes up like clockwork. Your body is used to, certain habits. I always say, you know, um, I don't know about waking up before the sun comes up, rushing off to rush hour traffic, to go to a job you don't like, to work with people you can't stand, to eat lunch at 12 when you're hungry at 11, to ask for permission to go to the bathroom as if you are a child, to do this for 40 years of your life, knowing that you're going to retire broke, depending on family, government, and friends by the age of 65. And at the time, I was 35 years old, going on 36, and I said, I am not going to be doing this for the next 30 years of my life. This rat race, barely surviving, not actually living, not living life, surviving, trying to figure out where your next meal's going to come from. Will you have enough money to pay your bills? Kids are getting bigger. Can you afford for them to go to college without them getting debt-ridden loans burdened on them? The stress that comes with that. So I said, there's got to be another way. So I worked hard at what I was doing. I was not a complainer. I was not pointing the finger at somebody else, waiting for somebody else to come save me, somebody else to put something together, somebody else to make it happen, some leader on my team to make it happen. I said, I have to be that person. If I want my life to change, then I have to change. And it starts with this. I have to be the change in my life to change the things around my life. And I made that decision, and I went all for it. I got told no. I got told it's not going to work. It's not going to happen. I was ridiculed. I didn't have people that supported me. I had people that laughed at me. I was even terminated from a company for fear of what I can do, and lost checks. But that didn't stop me. And waking up that Monday morning after I emancipated myself, my body woke myself up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And then I remembered, wait a minute, I don't have to go to work. And I went back to sleep. That was the greatest feeling in the world, to know that I answer to nobody else, no boss, no CEO, nobody telling me what I have to do, when, and where. The greatest feeling in the world. You feel like $1 million. You may not have millions of dollars in the bank, but when you've purchased your freedom, there's no other feeling like it. I hope every one of you get to experience that at least once in your lifetime. That freedom. And it was hard for my family to understand. What do you mean you're retired? You're retired at 36. Now, that doesn't mean that I stopped working. I work more now than I did before. Only difference is I'm working for myself. And when you work for yourself, that's the only motivation you need. I mean, why would you work harder for somebody else as a boss, but you're not willing to work hard for yourself? So I purchased my freedom 10 years ago, and I wish I could tell you it was all sunshine and rainbows. It wasn't. I had some great times. I had some bad times. 5 years ago, 5 years ago, when I turned 41 years old, I was on the brink of earning $500,000 and getting into crypto. And I said this morning, for those of you that were listening to my crypto talk, I was going to take $250,000 and put it in my bank account that I can live on. I was going to take the other $250,000 and put it into crypto because I spent 6 months learning about this crypto game. You see James Davis is on here. I got started with him in iCoin Pro. I learned how to trade. I knew what to do with the money. And that old saying, when 99% of your goal is achieved, you're halfway there. 99% done, and whack, gone overnight. Just gone. No money, no income, nothing. Now, what I did have was the skills. So I knew if I decided to go back into any type of direct selling company, I was 60 to 90 days away from getting back to $10,000 a month. I knew that, but I retired from direct selling for a reason. You know, I was burnt out. I was tired. I wanted to let my money work for me. I wanted to get into the investment side like what Robert Kiyosaki does. So that's why I moved into the crypto world. But now I'm in the crypto world with no money. But I still had the knowledge and the skills, but I also had to pay bills. And so for the first time in 5 years, I was this close to going back and getting a job. In fact, I was hired. I was hired by DirecTV. And DirecTV wanted me to be a manager in training. My salary was going to be at least around $10,000 a month plus bonuses. But I have to spend 6 months in training before I can get to that point, meaning I had to spend 6 months doing what everybody on the floor would be doing and selling the product. So the day I was supposed to start my job, I had my little DirecTV shirt on. I went outside the house to go to my car. I stopped and I took a selfie. I was smiling in the selfie, but I was dying on the inside. I was dying on the inside. I had severe depression. It was affecting my health. I gained a lot of weight. I couldn't think straight. Yeah, that was I was angry, in despair. I had bills to pay, you know. When you are working a 9-to-5 job, your greatest fear is getting laid off or fired because you've become addicted to that paycheck. And that paycheck you rely on to pay the bills you have, and it's a steady flat paycheck, a flat rate. You know what you're getting every time. So your greatest fear is losing that. But when you're self-employed and you work for yourself, your greatest fear is giving that freedom up and having to go back to a job. Now understand, I am not putting down jobs at all. That's not my point here. It's not for everybody. Jobs was not for me. Not because I'm lazy, because I feel that I'm worth more than a job can pay me. No matter my skill set, a job is only going to pay me so much. So I now had to face my greatest fear, going back to a 9-to-5 job, where the dude that I was answering to was 12 years younger than me and making a whole lot more money than me. So after I took that selfie picture, I looked at it and I didn't like what I saw. I didn't like what I saw. So I said, I'm about to take the biggest risk of my life. I turned back around, went into the house, took that shirt off and threw it in the trash. Said I did not emancipate myself 5 years before, only to end up back on the plantation now. See, it's not what happens to you that's the most important, because there are things that happen to you in your life that you have no control over. You have no control over certain things, but you do have control over how you respond to things that happen in your life. So I wasn't the only one that was going through that type of trouble and struggle. So the question was, how was I going to respond and answer to this? Have a pity party for myself, have suicidal thoughts, have depression, and think I got to go back to this job, or keep moving forward? I made the decision to keep moving forward. And I kept the plan in place. I was getting into crypto. Instead, I can't get into crypto with $250,000 like I wanted to. I got into crypto with $30. $30. 30. That was the very first trade I did, August 30th, 2017, with $30. And you know what? I made 3% on my very first trade. Now, 3% of $30 ain't nothing. All right? That's pennies. But I was so excited about it. Why? Because I'm looking at the 3%. What if I was trading $10,000? I would have turned that $10,000 into $300. And if I was doing 3% a day, that's $9,000 a month. That's right back close to that $10,000 a month that I needed. That's what I got excited with. And I flipped that $30 into six figures in 3.5 months in 2017. But then the knowledge and education allowed me, when the market in 2017 December after that started to come down, I didn't lose. I actually made more money after that. And then 7 figures later, all came from that $30. So let's fast forward another 5 years till today, because now today is my 5-year anniversary right before I began actively trading in the crypto space, investing in this space. Next month, it'll be 5 years official. Now it's a whole different ball game. 10 years removed from me walking off my job, but now I'm the owner. See this? This year, I created my own company. ILCA, Ivy League Crypto Academy, Ivy League Coaching Academy, ILCA, however you want to call it. Going from being a top producer of companies and earning the top checks to now being the CEO and writing checks to the top producers in ILCA. Being able to create our own path. Now before, I didn't answer to somebody on the job. Now, I don't even answer to somebody in a company that's a CEO. See, even if you're in direct sales and I'm regional vice president of a company, I'm double diamond, I'm black diamond, there's still a CEO who owns that company. And they want to put restrictions on you. You can't market another company's product. You're cross-recruiting. You can't do this. You can't do that. I fired them too. I will never, ever be just a rep in anybody's company again. If I market another company's products, it's on my terms. How I decide to do it, based on the brand that we've created. Founding member, Ivy League Crypto Academy. If it doesn't help towards this project, I don't care how much money I can make in it. I'm not doing it, because I'm not answering to you. Nothing against you personally. It is not personal. It is just I have kryptonite now when it comes to CEOs of other companies. You're building your dynasty. I'm building mine. And I am back at this park 10 years later. Some of you have been around back then. Greg Thurman, GT Speaks, was there before I walked off my job and retired for the first time. He was there. He remembers me being in those companies before I became a top producer and was coming to this park. But 10 years later, I am so grateful, so thankful that are able to survive and thrive. And now we're no longer just living to survive. We're now living to thrive. We're enjoying life, attacking life on our terms and not what's dictated to us out of necessity. And I'm very humbled by that, to the point, how many people can I help to reach this point as well? How many people can I have you ever seen like a favorite movie or something, and then you go to YouTube and you want to watch reaction videos? Have you ever watched reaction videos? I get a kick out of that. Like Hamilton. I love Hamilton, but I used to get a kick out of watching reaction videos of people watching Hamilton for the first time. Or Mandalorian, the last episode of season, was it 3 or 2? Season 2 or 3, I don't remember. I'm not going to do a spoiler alert, but those of you who watch Mandalorian know what I'm talking about. That last episode had me in tears. And then afterwards, I went to YouTube and I was watching reaction videos of other people watching that last episode to see their reaction. You know, I love doing that kind of stuff. And I want to do it now. How many people can we help turn around and be able to fire their boss, or have the freedom, or emancipate themselves, break that mental chains and the physical chains to your job? You're tied to your desk. You know, the only time you're free is at 5 p.m. on Friday until 8 a.m. on Monday, and you're free to come and go and do whatever you want. And you think you have freedom, and the government really doesn't care. And the reason why they don't care is because they know you have limited resources, and your resources is only going to take you so far, because you got to be back in your cubicle Monday morning at 8 o'clock. So they let you free for 2.5 days. They know exactly where you're going to be, because you have to, if you want to continue paying those bills. So I want to get a kick now out of seeing people do what I did. And not only do I want to just watch it, I want to help it. So even in my own company, I'm not a network marketing company, I'm not an MLM company, but I can provide a way to earn. And that's what we're doing. I have a way that with just 100 people, 100 people, you made 6 figures. So one thing I used to say is, just give me a chance. I don't want a handout. I don't want it to be given to me. Give me an opportunity, a chance, and let me go to work because I'm hungry. That's all I ask for. And that's what I'm providing for others either. I am not going to be doing handouts and charity. I will provide an opportunity for who wants to work for it. So if you're in direct sales, you're in network marketing, you're in MLM, you know what I'm talking about. If you're a marketer, you've got a marketing platform. If you need a marketing platform, we got a marketing platform. What I'm telling you is 100 people, you help 100 people to get crypto educated, I'm going to pay you 6 figures, at least $117,000 and $4,400 a month. How about that? 100 people. If it takes you 1 month, 6 months, or a year, whoever's willing to work for it. So at least I know I can go to sleep at night saying, Lord, thank you for blessing me. And thank you for allowing me to have the opportunity to bless others. I at least gave them the opportunity. If you choose not to take it, that's not on me. At least I did my part. And I opened the door of opportunity. It's up to you to take it or not. You can keep running around and playing in these other crap crypto games where you're trying to give somebody $1 and pull out $3 later, and they end up running off with all your money. See, what we do is we sell picks and shovels. Who became the wealthiest during the gold rush? Was it people who actually found gold, or was it the people selling the picks and shovels so that they can go digging for gold? In every industry boom in history, the people who have made the most amount of money are those who have sold picks and shovels. That's a fact. So I am offering the opportunity for you to sell picks and shovels. $100,000 a year, $4,400 a month, if you want to take it. And I'm going to be putting even more money into that. And we're going to be bringing and offering opportunities like we do on the inner circle. How many people is about to change their life on one of the projects that we're a part of right now? You know, we brought that into the inner circle. I shared it with people, and some people are going to change their lives from it. If I always got to give that disclaimer, if that one works. So how we do all of this is we start with a 5-day challenge. That's it, 5-day challenge. See, one thing now in the future, when you brand yourself, I'm only wearing my own brand, my own name. We start with a 5-day challenge. You become a VIP. We do a once a month crypto challenge. And the best thing about it is there's no cost. Doesn't cost you a dime. Only thing it's going to cost you is your time. Time to learn about the greatest producing industry in the past 100 years, maybe in mankind. In fact, this industry is going to create the most millionaires and billionaires and probably the first trillionaire in human history. The Federal Reserve states that 46% of people involved in crypto earn $100,000 a year or more. I didn't make that up. That's the Federal Reserve, their database, what they came up with. Half, almost half. So if you're in this space, you're in the right place. But what's going to make you be in the haves or the have-nots in crypto is your education. And the best place to start is with ILCA, because you're going to learn the skills. And then you can be a part of different projects that we bring to the table that in turn, you're going to make a whole lot of money. We've got some people that's probably going to make $1 million before this year is out in some of the stuff that we've done. And then they know what to do with that $1 million. It's not just put it in the bank account and spend it. You know how to flip it. Again, those of you that were on Crypto Talk this morning, you got to be in the inner circle. I showed you my game plan for the next 6 months on just one of the projects. Exactly what I'm going to do and why I'm going to do it and how. I also shared with you what I think is going to happen, what that company is actually doing behind the scenes that you'll never hear them say publicly. So we know how to move based on that information and how to manage your expectations. You got to be a part of the inner circle. You get me every day. It's only $29.97 a month. So get to our 5-day challenge. The next one's going to be on July 25th. My company is now 7 months old. This is our 7th month in business. We've done 6 figures plus in 7 months. That's not bad. I would rather be much, much higher than that, but not bad since we haven't spent one dime in advertising. I'm looking in the month going into 2023 to be doing 7 figures on a monthly basis. But that's just going to be us exposing ILCA to more people who need crypto education. And how many more people can I help to make 6 figures a year by sharing crypto education? That's what we're all about. So I'm back at this park, sentimental for me, emancipated myself, freedom. I'm looking forward to now when I turn 51 years old, that'll be 15 years emancipated, and I'm going to come, I don't care what part of the country, if I'm still in California, if I'm not in California, I'll fly back to come straight back to this park and do another live just like this. Because if I can do it, anybody can do it. 10 years ago, I was on a job, broke, busted, and disgusted, looking for a way out. If I can do it, anybody can do it. It's just a decision away. Everything else will take care of itself, but first you got to make the decision. With that, I'm about to go enjoy the rest of my birthday. I am not doing any other broadcasts, and I will be offline for the rest of the day. I'm going to be in chill mode, but I will be back for Crypto Talk tomorrow morning for the inner circle. If you want to be a part of the inner circle, so you don't miss out, you know how there's some people that I told about one opportunity. back in February. I told them first. They ignored me. And now, if best case scenario, I will say this. It's my birthday. We can be in dream mode. Best case scenario puts me at over $45 million on something that we just began this past February. That's best case scenario. Worst case scenario, 150,000, somewhere on there. Worst case scenario from what I see. Catastrophic, meaning ain't nothing goes right, I think about $45,000. So I'm still in profit and tripled my money. But it pays to be a part of the inner circle. $29.97 a month to get that information and plug in to our crypto talks. So with that, I'll see you guys tomorrow for Crypto Talk. 5-day challenge, July 25th. Just go to ilcachallenge.com. That is ilcachallenge.com. Once again, and I will let it scroll at the bottom of the screen, ilcachallenge.com. Also, if you want cool shirts like this, we have a store, an apparel store, ilcaapparel.com. You're going to see me sporting a whole lot of different t-shirts and fashion wear and merchandise with ILCA all over it. The future is bright. We've got books, we've got movies and documentaries, we've got Bitcoin boot camps. We got a lot of stuff coming in the future. And we'd love to have you along the ride with us. So with that, take care, everybody. I'm out. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. And I will see the rest of you, tomorrow. Bitcoin Brandon out. Bye-bye.